Hey guys, today's video is to help you get started on our text features project that we are going to start in reading today. And just a forewarning, as I'm making this video, there are some guys here at school who are working in the ceiling, and so you might hear some drilling and some loud banging. I can't help it, but they've been working all day, so you might hear some of that in the background of the video. Anyway, to get you started, we're going to be working on a text features project for about 2 days in reading. And the goal for today is for you to choose the book that you will be using for this project. And this is probably the most important thing, because if you choose the wrong book, completing your project is going to be very difficult. So a couple things that you want to be really picky about when you're choosing your book. First of all, choose a book that is interesting to you. If your book is not interesting, it's going to make it a little bit boring to do this project, and you're not really going to be into it as far as finding the information that you need. And then when you make your video later on, it's going to be hard for you to really put that excitement into your video. So choose a book that you're interested in. Pick a good topic. Second thing, your book has to be a non-fiction book. That means it needs to be a real, true, informational book, not what we would call a storybook. Okay, so it needs to be something that's nonfiction. Also, make sure that you choose a book that has a lot of text features. We have been talking about table of contents, glossary, diagrams, illustrations, captions. So when you're looking through books, trying to decide which book to choose, pick one that has a lot of text features, not one that just has a couple. Okay, you can choose a nonfiction book that you have at home. You can choose one from the library here at school or from the local public library. If you are a virtual student and you don't have access to a lot of actual books, you can go to Epic. They have tons of great nonfiction books that you can still use for this assignment. So be really picky about your book. So when I was choosing a book to do for this video, I thought, well, what is something that I'm interested in? And those of you who have been here at school, sometimes I talk about my twin brother, and he actually does some beekeeping. He lives out in the country and he's got some bee boxes that he takes care of, and so he puts on his bee suit and he goes out and he collects the honey, and I just thought it was really cool. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to choose a book that is about that. That's a topic that I'm interested in. And then I found several different books and I had to decide which one was the best book to use. So before I checked it out, I opened it up and I started looking for text features because I wanted a book that had a lot of text features. So I saw titles, illustrations, here's a table of contents, I've got bold words over here, apiary and beekeeper, there's a diagram, here is a photo with a caption. So I thought, you know what? This book seems to be a good book for me. And so I went to Mrs. Clarkson and I checked this book out and I decided this was the book I was going to use for my project. Okay, so be very picky. Then after you have chosen your book, you can start on your poster. Now you don't have to start on your poster today, but I would. I think that's a great way to get ahead, is to just go ahead and start on it. That way you can finish it up on Monday and be ready to turn it in on Tuesday. So just to get your poster started, you don't have to do the whole thing today, but find a piece of poster board, or this is just a piece of cardstock paper, it doesn't have to be huge, that you can use for this project. Or if you're kind of a tech person, you could design this on Google Slides or on a Google Doc. Use whatever you have at home, okay? And you are going to make sure that your name is on your poster, first of all, or if you're typing it, make sure you put your name on there. And then you're dividing it into 4 sections. 2 of the sections are going to be for main idea, because you're required to find 2 main ideas from the book. Then you need a section for bold words and a section for photos and captions. On today's slide, it also talks about a sticky notes section. This can be done a couple different ways. You can just put your sticky notes in your book, and then later on Tuesday when you make your video, you can just talk about those sticky notes when you get to them in your book. Or if you like to have everything organized in one place and just use your poster or your Google Doc or your Google Slides, you can make a section that's just called sticky notes like I did. So I just put whatever I would have put on my sticky note here on my poster, and then I can just read it from there. So you have a little bit of freedom with your sticky notes section. So technically, your poster, your Google Doc, your Google Slide, whatever you're using, technically has 5 sections. One for sticky notes, if you're choosing to put your sticky notes on the paper. 2 for main idea, 1 for bold words, 1 for photos and captions. I will make a video that I will post on Monday that goes and gives you more information about the poster. Today's focus is just choosing that good book. Read through your book. Maybe go ahead and pick your 2 main ideas that you're going to do. And then if you want to start designing your poster, that would be great. Then on Monday, you'll get more information about how to do each section of your poster.